The support Edward Snowden receives here in Germany and in other European countries is incredible. So it's not that I'm intimidated or harassed, it's the other way around. Yeah, I'm Wolfgang Kalek. I'm heading the European Center for Constitutional and Human Rights, and I'm the German lawyer of Edward Snowden and also coordinating his European legal team. I've been working on US-related issues since 2004, since the revelations of Abu Ghraib. So I have close cooperation with the Center for Constitutional Rights in New York, as well as with the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU. And as you know, the ACLU is leading the defense of Edward Snowden. His lawyer is Ben Weisner. And yeah, we are closely cooperating for nearly a decade right now. We had been successfully litigating against the listing of 4 so-called terrorist Tunisians who were put on the European terrorism list, and so we had them removed from that list recently. We are litigating also together with British lawyers against British political and military leaders for torture in Iraq. Recently, like a month ago, the prosecutor of the International Criminal Court announced that she is going to open a preliminary examination into this case due to our complaint, which we filed in January. So there are also legal successes, which leads me to the conclusion that there are not so many lawyers and human rights organizations using law as a tool for social change and as a tool to enforce human rights. And I think there is more space for that than actually exhausted by us. The situation of Edward Snowden can be summarized in 3 sentences. He's wanted by the superpower US. He is so far hosted by another superpower, the Russia, and the rest of the world, with some brave exceptions, are profiting from his revelations and are bystanders or hiding away. And that's especially Europe and my country, Germany, who are not undertaking any efforts to protect Edward Snowden from the threats of, I would say, an inhumane sentence, inhumane long and inhumane cruel sentence, which he is under the current situation expecting in the US. Look, many people are only have a very short-term vision on this case. So the first year is now finished, the first year after his revelations, and he keeps on talking. Journalists who are owning the documents he revealed are publishing. The discussion is ongoing. So everything indicates that this is a long-term match, and so that goes especially for, and this should be in the center of the discussion, for the cause, for the topic, the mass surveillance. I mean, we just started to discuss it, and I think we really need more discussion. And this is also his first and primary goal. He always states that it's not about him and his person, but it's about the cause. But for him, it's a bit the same. I mean, like for the moment, he encounters a more or less safe situation in Russia, more or less comfortable, but nobody knows what will happen in 1, 3, or 5 years, and this is the time frame we are prepared to. I mean, like all of us would like to have a quicker solution of his case. This is why there are lawyers talking to the US government under which conditions he could return. Obviously, there are no real results of this talk so far, as we know from the New York Times article in 2 months ago. But you know, this might change, and so we are all the network of people supporting him, are working for or enabling him to return to the US at some point, or to find another safe haven wherever that might be. In Europe, that would be nice. We would support that. But if it isn't Europe, it should be another place where he's safe. The support Edward Snowden receives here in Germany and in other European countries is incredible. So it's not that I'm intimidated or harassed, it's the other way around. People are congratulating me and people are encouraging me. And when I say people, I'm talking about lawyers, I'm talking about artists, I'm talking about journalists, I'm talking about academics. So the intellectuals here in these countries, in an absolute overwhelming majority, are supporting him. Sometimes that gets lost in in party politics, because many people are talking in party political framework. But I think this is going to be, as I said, a very long discussion, and I'm really looking forward to the contributions of many more people who are currently studying the revelations and who are making up their mind what will be the future of the internet, what will be the future of communication in the internet, and how much surveillance do we need and do we want as open societies. Look, obviously Edward Snowden is someone who loves his country, who loves his family, and therefore would be extremely happy if he could return under certain conditions. That would be the best case. Also, I think that would be a win-win situation for the government of the USA as well, because Edward Snowden, within 1 year, turned into a, I wouldn't say hero, but something like a hero, something like a model for the youth of the world. I mean, so many young people admire him for his courage, and so I would think that it would be the best for the U.S. if they acknowledge that and stop persecuting him as an evil criminal. But if this is not going to happen within the near future, he should be. He deserves, a safe haven wherever that might be. If it's Russia, it's okay, but if it's somewhere else, it would, like Europe, it would be good. Listen to this young man, and I think you will be impressed. You will be impressed about the thoughtfulness of his decision. This is not someone who did commit a crime because he wanted to earn something of it, he wanted to make his career or his fortune. This is someone who very, very carefully thought, and even as he's loving his country, and even if he thinks that that the government needs support, he took this decision, and I think he earns respect for it.
But many of us voted in favor of Justin Amash and John Conyers' amendment last week to defund this NSA spying thing. So a lot of us are very concerned about it. It's a very close vote.
You raised some concerns before about Edward Snowden. I was wondering what made you bring that up, and if you still have any concerns.
I'm glad you brought that up. I did. I did write a blog post. I was concerned about who he was.